Hey, what's going on, guys? Cygnus here. I'm back. Hello. Recently, I got COVID, and I moved everything downstairs because my girlfriend's computer is right over here, and we share the same space. So, we tried to quarantine as much as possible. Anyway, I'm good. I'm better. Just tested negative. We're all good. We're gonna watch the new thing that just came out. New WoW expansion. All right, we all knew it was coming, but we didn't know what it was going to be. There was some leaks here and there. I actually successfully avoided. I think only two things got spoiled for me. The first thing that got spoiled for me was that this expansion is going to be about dragons. Now, granted, that's not a big spoiler personally because I don't really follow the lore too much, so it doesn't really affect me much at all. The one thing that did kind of get spoiled, but we all knew it was coming. Well, at least I knew it was. Well, I expected and assumed it was coming. Was Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Right now, we are going to cover my expectations of what I want out of this new expansion, and then we are going to go ahead and watch and react Andy over here to the announcement trailer. All right. So here are my expectations for the new expansion. Like I said, I know it's going to be about dragons. So the first thing that stuck out to me that I'm really hoping for is I hope we don't have to level anymore. At least I think this is how it works in Final Fantasy. I have never played Final Fantasy. I'm just assuming here. I assume that you hit level 60 and then you do some story, and then each new expansion that comes out is just story. I'm not sure if that is 100% factual or not, but I think that that's how it goes. So what my hope would be is that there's no more leveling. It's just a continuation on for a new story. We stay at level 60, and all of the gear that we had that was like really good, like after like a week or 2 weeks or something, or maybe it stays the same until you hit that part in the story and then it scales down, or it scales down slowly. I don't know. They've done scaling for everything else with the level squishes recently, so I figure they can do it for something else, right? So I think it would be cool if they implemented something like that. I'm not expecting them to do something that ambitious, but it would kind of be cool. That's just something that I want. I'm tired of borrowed power. I know a lot of video games struggle from this. I know WoW has struggled from this for a long time, for a few expansions at least. And I'm tired of getting these abilities or these powers or whatever, and then the next expansion, it's gone. It's like, okay, well, that's nice. Now, it's one thing for your gear as it gets better that you get stronger. It kind of makes sense, right? That's kind of the RPG aspect of it. But like these spells and abilities and stuff that your legendaries kind of get, and that just goes away the next expansion, like, oh, guess what? All that hard work that you did, it just stopped working. I'm kind of tired of that, all right? And that's one reason that I play lower levels all the time and like playing level 20s, and I'm playing 70s and 19s and TBC even more than I am 20s now sometimes. So I would like some meaningful talent choices instead of abilities. I kind of hated when they swapped to the 3 choices every 15 levels or whatever the hell it actually is. The free-to-play level cap, I'm assuming it's going to stay the same. I don't see why they would change it at this point. As far as endgame goes, as you guys know, as most of you guys know, I stopped playing endgame after season 1. I mainly only PvP'd anyway, and I wasn't really a big fan of how things turned out. The one thing that really bugged me was the vault and the loot lottery, right? If I do all 3 of the things, which was raid, do mythic dungeons, and PvP, and if I do all of them really well, the gear that comes out of there is really good. Maybe. But you have a possibility for 9 slots of gear, and you get to pick one of them. I don't like that. I think gear should be acquired the old-fashioned way by PvPing, or by achieving it in a raid, or from a dungeon. Right, those, or crafted. Sometimes meaningful gear was crafted. Look at TBC with Lionheart and Thunder, right, and a couple other weapons I can't name off the top of my head. Time gating, other than weekly raid lockouts, progression, in my opinion, sucks. I think you should let people know life, right? If somebody wants to PvP and grind battlegrounds for 40 hours a week and they have the time to do that, let them. Let them get the honor. Let them get all of the gear that they want to. And honor has kind of always been like that. And arenas have kind of been the raids of PvP, right? It's weekly lockout, weekly reset. But back in the day, you could get, higher rating, and that would award you more points at the end of the week, which could get you more gear. You're rewarding people for doing well. It's cool, and it's not time gated. I think that is huge, and I think that we should go back to that. Now, granted, people are going to say, well, that opens things up for boosters for PvP and stuff. There's boosters everywhere anyway for PvP and PvE. There is now, right? So the further along you get in an expansion, it's going to happen anyway. The last thing for the endgame gearing, I don't think, and this kind of goes back to PvP because that's the most thing I have, heartstrings attached to, is the gearing shouldn't be tied to a progression system, to a story progression, right? I think it's the way it is right now. I haven't looked recently, but the last time I logged on my 60 and tried to buy and upgrade my PvP gear with some honor that I had, because I buy marks of honor, right? Those bags for gems for my lower level 20s. I was like, all right, let me see if I can upgrade some of this honor gear. I couldn't because I hadn't done enough of the storyline. I didn't have my covenant leveled up enough. Granted, yes, of course, they made it easier. There's catch-up mechanics, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I PvP'd to get the honor. I PvP'd to get the gear. Let me upgrade the gear with the honor that I PvP'd with. I don't care about the story. I don't care. PvP is treated as a mini game inside of this anyway. It's not balanced worth a shit. Let us have our gear how we want. Make it strong in PvP. Don't make it strong in PvE, right? You can do that. You've done it before. I want that. I don't really have anything to say about dungeons. I guess mythics are actually in a good place. I know a lot of my friends that I used to play with are still playing mythic dungeons like regularly, and they are loving it. They love it. And I can't really get into it. I haven't really given it a chance, but it does look kind of cool, right? I could see myself getting into mythic dungeon grinding. It does seem interesting. But as far as PvP goes, again, I wish there was a little less RNG burst, a little less slot machine-y lottery type play. I watch a lot of streams of endgame PvP, and there's a lot of times where, all right, something's happening, right? They're fighting, and all of a sudden, maybe the one guy pops, an offensive cooldown, and like the cooldown itself doesn't do that much damage, but because of the RNG nature of the game, somebody dies. That doesn't feel good to the person that it happens to, or the person that the person performing the action, the person achieving the RNG, right? For example, whenever I play my Arms Warrior, if you watch the Twitch VOD that I streamed the other day of solo shuffles, I don't run sudden death unless I'm trying to be an asshole against my friends, because sudden death is an I win. It's an I win button. As soon as sudden death comes up, you throw a Colossal Smash out, blow your execute, and then you have a Mortal Strike up too. That's an I win button, because at that point, they're less than 20% health. And then guess what? I press execute again, and they're dead. Game over, right? That doesn't really feel good in my opinion. It's just you're fishing for a proc, and I don't like that kind of gameplay, really. I hope they bring back reliance on a class-based ability or returning of class identity, right? What are rogues known for right now in PvP? They're known for locking people out, and they're known for doing a fuckload of damage on within a cooldown window, right? That's basically every class. Almost every class has a stun or an interrupt or some sort of movement slowing ability. Everybody has that. So it just feels like, oh, you're doing it from range, I'm doing it from close up. It's hard to, you know what I mean? There's not really a class identity anymore. And I realized I'm starting to ramble now, so I will get through this quickly. I want spell ranks back for the lower brackets. It'll help with balance. People won't complain as much, but guess what? They don't care about lower brackets, so that probably won't happen. And I personally think arena teams were cool. I think we should bring those back. They probably won't. Housing would be cool. I don't think I would mess with it very much. It's not really a thing for me. And like I said, for Classic, Wrath of the Lich King is more than assumed at this point. It was leaked for me, right? I saw it's going to happen. Okay, that's all I have to say about all of that stuff.
And us realizing as a team that we just collectively needed to do a better job of making sure the community felt heard.
You needed to do a better job.
The changes we made in 915.
It's this tide of listening to the community and paying attention to what is a good experience for our players now. And where we really saw a sea change in this idea.
Listen to the
with
community.
our season of Mastery
They'll play the
rounding
game.
Season of Fresh Start Classic.
Yeah, cross-faction play coming in 925, which is on a public test realm now.
I think cross-faction is going to be cool.
Cross-faction. Yep. You're breaking with a 17-year tradition.
The world has been sundered. It cries out in pain. We must go to its aid. We entrust our ancestral home to you, the Watchers.
Titans?
Let the land slumber.
Oh, but why? Oh, he's gonna be woke up real pissed off. I'm trying to figure out what zone this is. They said they're going back to Azeroth. So what area is this? Oh, got his face lopped off. Not Steve. So that thing is still leaking out sand or power. Oh no, he's gonna be dead too. Flip the switch. Oh, his joints aren't happy. Oh, I feel that, dude. Getting old sucks, doesn't it? That's not what I was expecting. I completely forgot that it was about dragons. See, if I knew any lore, I would have shouted the dragon's name there and be like, oh.
Together, we shall be Azeroth's protectors once again.
Alright, a lot of lore that I don't know anything about.
Dragons!
Dragons.
This is so cool.
No one saw it coming.
No one saw it coming. Carefully kept secret. But seriously, I mean,
Leaks are
what
awesome,
did we just
man.
see there? The beacon going off. Is that summoning the dragons?
It is removing the concealment that had hidden the Dragon Isles from the world, but also beckoning the dragons back urgently in a time of need.
I assume.
I never
pretty
would
good
have
variety
assumed
of
that.
Locales within the Dragon Isles.
Yes, the Dragon Isles, as kind of standard for WoW expansion, consist of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone that we'll get to in a second.
All right, you know I'm going to ask.
Yes, okay, so
Can I be a dragon?
let's start getting into some features here and what Dragonflight means for you as well as just a place.
Really? That's what you...
So first off, yes, we have an
He doesn't play the
all-new
game.
playable race, the Drakthir race.
What?
This is a Draconid draconic race.
Oh,
Dragons in
that's
Warcraft
pretty
have
cool.
the ability to take on a humanoid form.
What classes can they be?
But it's also a new class. You know, adding a new race to World of Warcraft, and not just an allied race, is something that we don't do lightly.
Okay, they haven't
But
done that in a
telling
minute.
This expansion, this story, so focused around dragons, felt like the perfect time for it. You will be the Evoker class. Drakthir can
Evoker.
only be Evokers. Evokers can only be Drakthir.
That's
And
cool.
the
I like
reason
that.
why only a Drakthir could be an Evoker is that an Evoker is really combining the ability to call upon the magic of the different aspects.
That starting zone is
with
going to
the
be a
unique
nightmare
physical
for
gifts
it.
that are
They're going to
built
be so
starting
strong.
Level 58, and then
They're going to be
new
so
starter
strong and
zone, they're gonna have a
unbalanced.
slightly different journey. And we've heard loud and clear from players that, you know, it's kind of a bummer to start off every new expansion by leaving a large part of your character behind.
What did I
leaving a
say?
large part of your progression behind.
Borrowed power.
So this time around, what we're doing is really
Ducks.
pouring all of our energy into
Bold
permanent
fantasy.
revamps, overhauls, and improvements to World of Warcraft's core systems. Things like our progression systems, in this case, our talent system, is something that we want to completely revamp. We want to take a look at our UI. We want to take a look at professions.
So with the talent revamp
Okay.
and the arrival
Okay.
of Classic, did you learn
All right.
anything about how our talents work?
I think seeing a new generation of players play with those talents and work through those talent trees really underscored some of the things that, frankly, we lost when we shifted to the Mists of Pandaria style talents and beyond. A big piece of that was some of just the granularity, the feeling of getting a level and spending a point to customize your character.
Oh,
make yourself a
please,
bit
please,
better
please.
in some specific way. But also, you know, that sense of hybridity that you could have. That's something that we've largely lost. And so the new talent system avoids
Whoa!
directly
Whoa, okay. Whoa. All right, I see that it's a work in progress, but look at this fucking talent tree. That is cool, man. Oh, and look at that. So you're going to need like a point in Resto and a point in this is Resto, I guess, but you're going to need a point in this one and this one in order to get that. That's pretty cool. Oh, and then there's a double one. Dude, okay. All right. I'm happy. I'm happy with so far. I'm happy with the talents.
pitting player power throughput choices directly against those sort of utility hybrid
Yes.
choices, because we know that there's always a right outcome there. And we also understand that, you know, there's a lot of strength in the flow, that there's always a right outcome.
Okay, cool. Oh, man. Oh, it's back. There it is.
Outcome there. And we also understand that, you know, there's a lot of strength in the flexibility of the modern talent system to let players customize their talents for a particular encounter or for dungeons versus PvP, and we don't want to lose any of that.
So John, UI?
Oh my God. Yes, I got this 30-inch monitor trying to keep track of where I am on the map, all my buffs, and over here, what's going on in chat. It has literally made my eyes go like this.
Now, at the same time, we're not looking to take away the sort of power user customization there. Add-ons are still there if you want them, but we want a much better default out-of-the-box experience for all players, new and old alike.
And can I reduce elements, remove elements, if I want to explore the world and see the beauty of Azeroth?
Oh, they moved the map.
Specific elements, as much as possible, we want to let players choose what to show and what to hide so that they can control it themselves.
You mentioned professions. I have a critical question about
Good job.
Go on.
Can I wear a chef's hat?
Yeah, I knew it.
What?
Our approach to professions in Dragonflight is really all about delivering on fantasy and identity as a crafter. And so if you want to be a serious blacksmith, if you want to be a great leather worker, we want to deliver the ability to invest time and energy into that, become a master crafter, be able to make items that are in demand, interact with the community. One of the big pieces that we want to do to support that is a new work order system to have a bit more convenience than just spamming trade chat all day. But if you are someone you're not yourself a blacksmith, but you have a bunch of mats and you want them forged into a great sword, you can put that work order up, list your mats, offer a commission, and a skilled blacksmith can come and make you the weapon of your dreams.
I think we left out one thing though. You can be a Drakthir.
That's
go to
cool.
Dragon Isles. Can I have a dragon?
What's the fantasy of dragons if not soaring over the lands? And
Of
so
course
we're
they're
really
going to have
excited
dragon mounts.
to introduce a feature that we're calling dragon riding. It's dynamic with, you know, everything from momentum to dive bombs, the ability to, you know, just sort of build that speed up and feel the world.
Oh, they're
rushing past you
changing
in a way that's
flying.
much more exciting.
Oh, we get
This is a
flying right
skill you
away.
learn over time, right, to become an awesome dragon rider.
Is of course very thoroughly customizable, which is a new thing for us for mounts. This is
That's
not
cool.
just a generic dragon that everyone has, but a drake that is yours. You know, what do you want its scales to
that
look
is
like?
cool.
Horns, the shape of its head, other attachments, armor pieces, and more. Take your pick.
This is so cool.
They're going to lose a lot of money on their specific mounts, like their store mounts, unless they somehow tie that into this. And I'm a little worried about that, but we'll see.
Leveling to 70, going to the all-new
No. Right. 70. Leveling. Of course we're leveling.
continent of the Dragon Isles, which consists of 5 zones.
One letdown.
4 standard leveling zones.
I hope they bring the importance of having a high-level crafter on your server, right? A high-level blacksmith on your server. somebody that has a specific pattern that nobody else has. That's something that I noticed is like huge. Like I know people on our TBC server on Peggle that's like, oh, that's Stormveil. He's got every classic enchant that we need for our 19 Twinks. You know, it's like, it's cool having an identity in the game too. I'm very happy about that.
We have a new set of dungeons, a raid, and much more to come.
Okay.
We also have an alpha that
New set of dungeons and a raid.
will be starting
Alpha.
up in the future. Classic players, we haven't forgotten about you.
Okay.
You could probably guess where we're going to go next. One of the all-time favorite expansions for World of Warcraft.
I wonder.
Let's watch the cinematic.
How much it's gonna grow. Is this the same cinematic? Dude, I'm getting chills right now.
My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas.
Oh
When
yeah.
my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Wait, did that say 2022?
You don't
Okay.
have to have a high-level character to make a Death Knight, so everyone will be able to make one.
We're excited to give players some time before Wrath officially launches to get geared up and ready to
Wait, you don't have to be a high-level character to make one. Everyone's gonna be able to make one. Dude, that's a good news for the 19s.
Now let's talk about some changes. So one thing we
Cool.
looked at is Dungeon Finder, and it feels like how we envision Classic, Dungeon Finder is not a good fit for our community.
That was kind of the first step that may have eroded some of that social fabric. Now, as people have gone through,
Individual rating is preferable and a better experience for them than arena teams. Also, with Wrath of the Lich King,
I didn't know. I swear to God, I didn't watch this. That bums me out, actually, because I was hoping that they would bring that into Dragon. What is it called? Oh my God. Dragonflight. I was hoping they were bringing that into Dragonflight, and now that they're not, and they're removing it from Wrath as well. Okay, whatever.
so we'll be introducing a level 70 boost so that players who want
Knew
to
that
get
was
in with
coming.
their friends or just explore Northrend
60
right
bucks.
away will be able to do that. You can't apply it to a Death Knight, but you will be able to use it otherwise.
Okay, so the next parts that come up, I'm hovering. I haven't seen it yet, I promise you. Weaving the Story, not on my watch. You guys can go watch that. Okay, I'll have a link to this. I'm sure you've already probably seen this. That's why I'm going to be chopping it up into pieces of parts that I'm actually reacting because I am watching, right? Azure Span, Drake Through Evoker and Dragon Riding overview. I'm a little interested in that, but I actually am interested in the HUD user interface and talents overview and professions revamp. So we're going to skip to that part and y'all can watch the other part.
If you look at the HUD looks like it got frozen time.
Yes,
So when
it
we
does.
approached this, we wanted to create a layout experience that players could customize, move things around, adjust it to fit their needs.
As you
Add-ons
should be
today,
able
they
to.
do a lot for player customization.
The downside is that not everybody uses them. It's about time that everybody has the opportunity to use them, that they become a part of the base UI.
We for sure updated the Griffins. They look so nice now. And the Horde,
The
don't worry,
Griffins.
we got you. You're gonna have your
Oh.
version as well. So let's talk about
Cool.
the item.
They changed it to
We are
Wyverns.
putting a mode in that will let players move various HUD elements around on the screen.
So I'm able to move the mini-map, say, from the right corner all the way over to the left corner. Or if I want to bring my action bars from the bottom and kind of put them more in the center by my character, those
Hey,
are
that's
all
what I
things
like to
that I'll
do.
be able to do.
Absolutely.
But it's actually two trees. We have a class tree that offer different class utility, and then we have a spec tree that is focused on performing your role, whether that's damage, tank, or healing.
Yo, that's cool. This is cool. And they look like they're good sizes too, right? It's not like Path of Exile where you look at it and the entire thing, you can't even get it all in frame, right? I like that they're managing like a size, right? I see War Mode and PvP talents are still going to be a thing. Sadly, it looks like PvP talents don't get any love. Looks like it's just the 3 options for us, but Still, I like this. I like this. I'm happy about all of this.
We're building a save load feature that lets you create your build, name it, save it, and then load it up very quickly and freely.
Talents were really about the breadth of options. We've made all these different cool things over the years, but when are they at their coolest? It's when players can hold the building blocks of what can make up their class, their spec, and put them together in a way that works for them.
Hi, I'm Joanna.
And I'm Eric, and we're going to talk about our plans for professions in Dragonflight. That brings us to our first update, something that we're calling crafting orders. If you want to have something crafted for you, but you don't have the skill or the right profession to do it for yourself, you can have it crafted through a crafting order. In the past, you could only get your hands on crafted soulbound items by having that profession yourself. Now anyone can have them crafted for them, which is really neat and really expands the number of items that we can provide that are really powerful.
This is my classic coming back, right? Blacksmiths had Lionheart Executioner, they had this and that and that. That told me that you were a high-level blacksmith. That told me enough right there, right? This is they're adding a twist on the economy is what it feels like, right? You can do the work orders and stuff, and it gets more gold flowing from player to player in that aspect, but you won't know who actually has the super high level blacksmithing, right? You can just go to the auction house and do the work order thing and do it, right? So that's okay.
Because everyone can have them crafted through the crafting order system.
Crafted quality. You see that? Hold on. What does that say? Crafting quality, 4 out of 5. I hope there isn't like a randomized crafting quality that all of a sudden like, oh, this is a legendary crafted epic. You know what I mean? Some masterworked something. We'll see.
Quality works in a pretty simple way. If you craft something that's a higher quality, it's just going to be better. Is the introduction of stats specifically to your professions, both crafting and gathering. Specializations. We've had crafting specializations in the past, as far back as original World of Warcraft. So let's say you're a blacksmith. You might decide that first you want to become an armor smith. And the more points you spend in armor smithing, the better you're going to get at crafting all armor.
This also means that if you specialize one way, other people in your guild may specialize in a completely different path. So this means that your guild could have several top blacksmiths and everybody is providing something unique and valuable to the team.
You know what else actually is, I just realized this. There can be blacksmiths and stuff out there that aren't, that are going to reach those levels that could say, I'm only providing my services to the guild. Screw you guys. I don't want to help you guys at all. The rest of the server, nah, I don't need your money right now, right? I don't need your gold. I got WoW tokens. Right? I can just buy my gold. I don't need your gold. I'm going to only help my guild out. Closing thoughts. Generally cool. I like most of what was, laid out in front of me. The talent changes look awesome. I wonder if they're going to do another season of Classic, like Vanilla Classic. I wonder if they're going to introduce something like that. I haven't heard anything about it. They obviously would have given an update here, or so you'd think, but yeah, maybe not. Shout out to the channel members. We've got Crumb, Kazlox, Jacob Jess, Persuasions, Dennis McPeak, and Poutine Master. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Dennis, it looks like you just got a 1-month badge. Here, you've upgraded to the white badge, the common, rather than a poor quality badge. And Poutine's got the green badge because he's going on 4 months, man. You can get one of these badges for yourself if you decide to join the stream in the button that's like right over here. It's less than a Twitch sub. I set that specifically myself because I can. As always, the public Discord is always open. There'll be a link in the description. Come down there, hang out, chat. I want to thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.